Have you ever paused for a moment and asked yourself, why do my legs feel weaker these days? Even though I've been eating healthy, walking regularly, and doing all the right things. If that question has ever crossed your mind, you're not alone. Many seniors assume that as long as they eat fruits and stay active, they're doing the best they can for their bodies. After all, fruits are natural, right? But here's the part no one tells you, the part most people don't even realize. Not all fruits are safe for aging legs. In fact, some of the most common fruits you eat every week may be quietly chipping away at your strength, causing inflammation, stiffness, fatigue, and even limiting your ability to move freely. The truth is, what you eat doesn't just affect your weight or digestion, it deeply impacts your muscles, your nerves, your joints, and especially your blood circulation. And when you're over 60, those tiny imbalances in your diet can become the difference between legs that carry you with power and legs that feel tired after just a short walk. Between a life where you feel strong and independent, or one where stairs start to look like mountains. Today we're going to walk through the 8 worst fruits, yes, even worse than you think, for your legs and joints. These are the ones silently working against your health, and once you know what they are, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. But before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. That way, you'll always get the latest health wisdom crafted, especially for seniors like you. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. That way I know how to serve you better next time. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which fruit do you suspect might be weakening your legs without you realizing it? Let us know by commenting this simple phrase: stop eating fruits that destroy leg strength. It's short, powerful, and could inspire someone else to start paying attention too. Now pour yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea, find a quiet spot, and let's take this journey together. Because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what's been secretly harming your strength, you'll discover what to do about it, and the one powerful fruit swap that could change everything. Let's begin. Number 1, pineapple. One fruit, golden, juicy, beloved for generations. But for many seniors, it's become an invisible enemy hiding in plain sight. We're talking about pineapple. For years, pineapple has been praised as a miracle fruit, especially for its enzyme bromelain, which is said to aid digestion and reduce inflammation. Many seniors include it in their daily meals, believing it helps their joints and keeps their system running smoothly. But what most people over 60 don't realize is that beneath its tropical charm lies a dangerous cocktail of natural sugar and acid that can slowly erode the very strength you're trying to preserve in your legs. You see, as we age, our bodies become far more reactive to the foods we once tolerated. And pineapple? It's packed with fructose and citric acid, 2 elements that sound harmless, but can quietly trigger spikes in blood sugar and a wave of inflammation in aging tissues. This isn't about counting calories. It's about what those compounds are doing to the tiny blood vessels that nourish your lower body, the ones that keep your calves strong, your knees bendable, your feet steady. When those vessels start to suffer, your legs do too. At first, it might feel like mild soreness in your thighs, a dull, nagging tension behind your knees. Maybe you just chalk it up to aging. But if you've been snacking on pineapple regularly, what you're really doing is slowly creating an inflammatory storm in your legs. And for anyone already living with arthritis, joint stiffness, or poor circulation, that storm builds faster than you think. What's even more concerning is this: bromelain, the very enzyme that pineapple is praised for, can interfere with common medications seniors take, especially blood thinners. That means more bruising, slower healing, and yes, even leg weakness. The signs creep in quietly. A little more swelling around the ankles, a little more fatigue when you stand. And before you know it, you're not aging, you're reacting. It's easy to believe you're making a healthy choice, but every sweet bite might be feeding the fire inside your joints. So the next time you slice open a pineapple and feel good about your choice, pause and ask yourself, is this fruit really serving my body or silently setting me back? And remember, pineapple is only the beginning. What if we told you that one of the most trusted, muscle-friendly fruits is also secretly draining your strength with every bite? Let's talk about grapes next. Number 2, grapes. Let's move on to another fruit, small, sweet, and deceptively innocent, one that many older adults keep within reach, thinking they're doing their heart and health a favor. Grapes, yes, those tiny, bite-sized fruits that seem so harmless, soft, refreshing, even comforting. You've likely seen them on your kitchen counter or chilled in the fridge, ready to pop into your mouth as a quick snack. But behind their smooth skin and juicy flavor lies a danger few seniors are aware of, one that can slowly wear down your mobility, your balance, and the very strength that keeps you moving day to day. The problem? Fructose, the natural sugar that gives grapes their addictive sweetness. Unlike glucose, which your body can use directly for energy, fructose is broken down in the liver. And in older adults, that process becomes slower and less efficient with age. Instead of being burned for energy, that fructose often gets converted into fat or worse, into uric acid. And that's where the real trouble begins. Because when uric acid builds up, it doesn't just float around, it settles into your joints. And it doesn't take much to trigger a flare-up. Just a small bowl of grapes, something you thought was a guilt-free treat, can lead to gout, a condition that brings sharp, stabbing pain to your toes, your ankles, or your knees. Often at night, when you're trying to sleep, when your body should be resting, not fighting off inflammation. But even if you don't suffer from gout, high fructose fruits like grapes can still fan the flames of chronic inflammation. And for an aging body, already under stress, that's like throwing gasoline on a fire that's been quietly smoldering in your legs for years. The scariest part? How easy it is to overeat them. You don't need a whole bowl, just a handful with your breakfast, a few while watching TV, maybe another few after dinner. That sugar adds up faster than you realize, and the effects, they don't always show up right away. But eventually your body begins to speak. Your knees start to feel tighter. Your calves feel stiff, even after a short rest. You hesitate before standing up, not because you're tired, but because something just feels off, slower, heavier, and only you can feel it. So ask yourself, if something as tiny and seemingly harmless as grapes can create this much damage, what about the fruits that look even more refreshing, but are hiding even more sugar? You're about to find out the shocking truth about watermelon. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. Let's keep going with point number 3. Number 3, oranges. Let's turn our attention to a fruit that's practically become a symbol of health. Bright, zesty, and loaded with vitamin C, it's the morning companion for millions of seniors across the world. Oranges. Many older adults begin their day with a tall glass of orange juice, thinking it's a smart, energizing choice. It feels familiar, even comforting, like a ritual that keeps the immune system strong and the body vibrant. But beneath that sunny color and refreshing tang lies a reality that's far more complex and far more harmful than most people realize, especially when it comes to aging joints. The problem isn't the fruit itself, it's the hidden compounds within it. Oranges are rich in citric acid, and for a younger body that might not be a big deal. But for seniors already dealing with arthritis, bursitis, or general joint sensitivity, that acid can behave like fine sandpaper, scraping away at already delicate cartilage. You may not notice it at first, just a bit of morning stiffness, a little soreness in the hips as the day goes on. But then comes that all too familiar feeling, your legs locking up after sitting too long. The kind of stiffness that doesn't just go away with a quick stretch. But the acid is only part of the story. Oranges, and especially orange juice, are also packed with natural sugars. And when consumed regularly, those sugars begin to disrupt your insulin levels. Your body struggles to keep up. That imbalance triggers systemic inflammation that doesn't just target your joints, it spreads. Muscles tighten, blood vessels constrict, connective tissues lose their elasticity. And where does it hit hardest? The lower body. Over time, you might notice your knees don't bend as easily. Your ankles start to puff up after a walk. Even standing for too long becomes more wobbly than it used to be. You tell yourself, it's just age. But the truth? It could be that innocent glass of juice doing quiet damage, day after day. It's hard to believe, right? That something so refreshing, so natural, could be slowing you down. But the older body isn't what it once was. It doesn't rebound the way it did in your 40s or 50s. And the same fruit that once gave you a lift might now be chipping away at your mobility, sip by sip. And if a fruit as widely trusted as the orange is quietly sabotaging your strength, just imagine what a crisp, sour green apple could be doing, especially one that hits harder than it looks. Let's talk about that next. Number 4, bananas. Now let's talk about a fruit that almost every senior has in their kitchen. Bright yellow, soft where easy to chew, packed with potassium. It's been called the muscle builder for decades. Bananas. For many older adults, bananas are a daily habit. They're portable, gentle on the stomach, and long believed to support muscle health, especially for cramping or fatigue. But what if I told you that this familiar fruit might be quietly draining the strength from your legs instead of preserving it? As we age, our bodies handle sugar and starch very differently than they once did. And bananas, especially the ripe ones, are loaded with fast-burning carbohydrates and natural sugars that turn into glucose almost instantly after being digested. That quick sugar rush triggers a spike in insulin. And if you're over 60, those insulin spikes don't just go away. They build up over time. The result? Insulin resistance, unwanted fat around the thighs and midsection, and most critically, reduced blood flow to your lower body. That poor circulation means your legs are no longer getting the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong. Your muscle fibers begin to tire more quickly. Recovery takes longer. And each week, you might feel a little less steady than the last. Maybe you've already noticed it. A dragging sensation in your calves after lunch. A strange heaviness in your legs while climbing stairs. A sense that something's off even if you can't quite explain it. It doesn't happen overnight, but if bananas are a regular part of your diet, the impact accumulates. And here's something most people never talk about. Bananas can cause water retention, especially in seniors with heart issues. That extra fluid tends to settle in the ankles and feet, causing puffiness, discomfort, and making movement feel awkward, sometimes even risky. So if you've ever told yourself you're just feeling tired, you might actually be carrying around more than fatigue. You're carrying weight, swelling, and the aftermath of what seemed like a healthy habit. We've all heard it. Bananas give you energy. But ask yourself, is that energy real, or is it a quick lift followed by a quiet crash? And if even a safe fruit like bananas is secretly sabotaging your strength, what about grapes, the fruit that seems so innocent, yet may be doing far more damage than you think? Let's take a closer look. Number 5, watermelon. Let's talk about a fruit that brings back memories of childhood summers, backyard barbecues, and that satisfying crunch of a cool, juicy slice on a hot day. Watermelon. For many seniors, watermelon feels like the perfect snack. It's soft on the teeth, full of water, low in calories, and easy to digest. It seems innocent, refreshing, even hydrating. But beneath that sweetness, there's a hidden danger that most people over 60 never see coming. Because watermelon doesn't just taste sweet, it behaves like sugar candy inside your body. The problem isn't just the amount of sugar it contains, it's the speed at which that sugar hits your bloodstream. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it causes blood sugar to spike rapidly. For younger bodies, that might be manageable. But for seniors, especially those managing prediabetes, diabetes, or circulation issues, that spike is more than a number. It's a warning signal. When blood sugar rises too fast, inflammation follows right behind. And where does that inflammation strike hardest? Your legs, your calves, your feet, the very places that are already more vulnerable with age. Maybe you've noticed it, your legs feeling heavy after a meal, even if you didn't eat much. A short walk leaving your calves sore, a strange tightness you can't explain. That's not always just getting older. That's your body reacting to a sugar overload. What's worse, your body tries to protect itself by holding onto fluid. And where does that extra fluid end up? The soft tissues around your knees, your ankles, your feet, the very areas you rely on to move. Suddenly, every step feels harder, stairs feel taller, your balance starts to shift, and yet you're still eating something you thought was helping you stay hydrated. That's the trap with watermelon. It tastes light, but inside your body, it acts like syrup. For those over 60 whose metabolism has slowed and recovery takes longer, watermelon can quietly speed up the loss of mobility. Just a slice here, a handful of cubes there, and before you know it, your legs are sending a message. Something's not right. And if even a fruit that's 90% water can cause this much trouble, what about the next one? One that's acidic, sharp, and hides behind the promise of a stronger immune system? Chances are, it's already in your fridge. Number 6, mango. Let's talk about a fruit that feels like a tropical vacation in every bite. Golden, smooth, fragrant. It's the kind of sweetness that brings back memories of summer days, family cookouts, and laughter around the dinner table. Mango. For many seniors, mango is more than just fruit. It's a moment of joy, soft on the tongue, refreshing on a hot day, and seemingly harmless. But that smooth sweetness comes with a hidden cost, one that your legs and joints may already be paying for. You see, mango is one of the most sugar-dense fruits in the entire produce aisle. One medium-sized mango can contain over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than what's in a regular can of soda. And while your younger body may have burned through that sugar easily, things change as we age. After 60, the body's insulin response slows. Sugar lingers longer in the bloodstream. And that lingering sugar, it doesn't just vanish, it triggers a cascade of inflammation, particularly in soft tissues like the knees, ankles, and hip joints. What happens next? That light, fruity snack starts to weigh you down. Literally, you feel a heaviness in your legs, a slow swelling in your feet that makes even short walks feel tiring. Your endurance fades faster, stairs become more difficult, and you find yourself pausing more often, not from age, but from inflammation. Even more concerning, mango sugar can aggravate nerve endings. If you've ever felt a burning sensation in your feet at night, a tingling in your toes that keeps you awake, it might not just be aging or poor circulation. It might be the mango you had after dinner. Especially for seniors managing diabetes or early signs of neuropathy, the consequences can be deeper than they seem. And here's the tricky part. Because mango feels so light and refreshing, it's easy to overeat. A few cubes in a fruit bowl, a smoothie here, a slice there. But your body keeps track of every gram. And your legs, the very limbs that carry your freedom, are often the first to feel the consequences. So before you reach for that next golden slice, ask yourself, is the sweetness really worth it? Or is it quietly setting you up for slower steps, painful nights, and a gradual loss of strength? Because while each of these 7 fruits may seem harmless on their own, the real danger is how they quietly accumulate, day by day, bite by bite, without warning. Number 7, green apples. Green apples. Just hearing the name brings to mind something clean, crisp, and good for you. With their tart flavor and firm bite, they've earned a reputation as a healthier fruit, less sugary, more refreshing, and perfect for those watching their diets. For many seniors, a green apple a day feels like a wise, responsible choice. It's what doctors used to say, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But behind that bright green skin hides a combination of acidity and sugar that, when paired with an aging body, can quietly chip away at your leg strength and comfort. What makes green apples particularly tricky is their malic acid content. In small doses, malic acid is praised for supporting energy, but in larger or more frequent servings, especially in older adults with slower digestion, it can act as a trigger for inflammation. And that inflammation doesn't stay in your gut. It spreads from the stomach to the hips, from the thighs to the knees, all the way down to the soles of your feet. What begins as a harmless snack turns into a burning ache, a stiffness in your joints, a deep soreness inside your muscles that no amount of stretching seems to relieve. And let's not forget the sugar. Even though green apples taste more sour than sweet, they still carry natural sugars. And in seniors with slowed metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, even a little sugar can cause blood sugar fluctuations. These swings disrupt circulation, reduce oxygen flow to the legs, and starve your muscles of the very fuel they need to stay strong. The result? A dull heaviness in your calves, a strange weakness when going up steps, or a nagging ache in your lower legs after only a few blocks. And because apples are often eaten raw, on an empty stomach or between meals, those effects can hit even harder. Yet most seniors would never suspect their healthy apple is to blame. You might think those nightly leg cramps or morning stiffness are just part of aging, but your body is whispering something, and it's time to start listening. Because pain is never random. It's often your body's response to something you believed was helping, but isn't. And if even a crisp green apple can stir up this much discomfort, just wait until you discover the truth about a fruit that looks even more innocent, yet floods your body with more sugar than a soda can. Number 8, dried fruits. And now let's talk about one more fruit trap, one that almost no one talks about. It's not bright and juicy, it's not fresh and fragrant. In fact, it often comes in a little Ziploc bag or plastic container, but it might be the most misleading of them all: dried fruits. At first glance, they seem like a smart snack. They're small, portable, and natural, right? A handful of raisins here, a few dried mango slices there, some prunes in the afternoon. You're not having candy, you tell yourself. You're choosing a healthy option. But here's the truth no one tells you. Dried fruits are sugar bombs in disguise. You see, when fruit is dried, the water disappears, but the sugar doesn't. In fact, it becomes concentrated. What was once one juicy plum becomes a dense little package of sugar, and just a small serving of dried fruit can contain 3 to 4 times the sugar of its fresh counterpart. For seniors, especially those managing blood sugar, joint issues, or inflammation, this is a disaster waiting to happen. All that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. Your insulin spikes, your body holds onto water, your ankles swell, your legs feel heavier. And worse, many dried fruits are preserved with sulfites, chemicals that can trigger joint stiffness, headaches, or even flare-ups in people with arthritis or sensitivities. That innocent snack you had with your tea, it might be the reason your legs ache at night, that dried apricot after lunch. It may be behind that tightness in your calves. You don't need much. A few bites are enough. And because they're sweet and addictive, it's easy to overeat without even realizing it. But your body knows, and your legs feel it. So before you reach for that little bag of dried fruit, ask yourself, is this nourishing me or draining me? Because when it comes to your strength, your balance, your ability to walk freely and independently, every small choice matters. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. Far from it. Because now that you know which fruits have been silently working against you, you hold the key to making a different choice, a smarter choice, a healing choice. It's natural to feel frustrated, even betrayed, when foods we trusted turn out to be the very things hurting us. But aging isn't about regret. It's about renewal. It's not about giving up. It's about leveling up. With more clarity, more intention, and more love for the only body you've ever had. Especially for seniors who feel the quiet aches of time settling into their legs, who notice every step becoming a little heavier. The answer isn't to cut out fruit entirely. It's to choose differently, to eat for strength, not just for habit, to fuel the body, not burden it, to find fruits that soothe, not spike, that heal, not hurt. Let's start with nature's quiet miracle. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, tiny but mighty. Low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and incredibly gentle on your blood sugar. They work behind the scenes, calming inflammation, protecting cells, and improving blood flow to your legs. You might not feel the change instantly, but over time, your body will thank you. Then there's cherries, especially helpful for seniors with gout or arthritis. In moderation, they help reduce uric acid and prevent those painful flare-ups that steal your ability to walk, climb, or even sleep comfortably. Next, the underestimated hero, avocado. Creamy, satisfying, and rich in healthy fats, avocados cushion your joints from the inside out. Unlike sugary fruits that spike and crash your energy, avocados help regulate your insulin and keep your energy stable, so your legs feel supported, not shaken. And don't overlook papaya, a gentle tropical ally. Its enzymes ease digestion, its vitamins calm internal inflammation, and its soft texture is a gift for aging digestive systems. For seniors who've grown weary of acidic fruits that bite back, papaya offers nourishment that feels like kindness. Even pears, when paired with a little protein or fiber, can offer natural sweetness without the sugar roller coaster. They support instead of strain, comfort instead of inflame. At this stage of life, your food should be more than just fuel. It should be a form of care. A quiet way of telling your body, I see you, I'm listening, and I'm choosing to support you. Because every bite is a vote for strength or weakness, for mobility or decline, for a life where your legs carry you forward, or one where they quietly give out. And it all starts with what you choose to keep on your plate, and what, at long last, you decide to let go of for good. And now, if you've stayed with me until this point, I want you to pause for just a moment. Not to think about food, not to think about pain, but to think about you. Because this wasn't just a list of fruits, this was a wake-up call, a reminder that even the smallest habits, the quietest choices, the things we thought were helping us, can sometimes be the very reasons our bodies feel tired, our legs grow weak, and our freedom slowly fades. But also, this was a reminder of your power, because the moment you decide to listen to your body, to honor it, to nourish it with care and intention, everything can begin to change. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything. You just have to start choosing what helps you walk stronger, breathe deeper, and live with more ease. And that choice? It begins with what's on your plate. So the next time you reach for a fruit, ask yourself, is this helping me stay strong or slowly holding me back? If this video gave you clarity, hope, or just one small shift in perspective, then I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, type this simple sentence, I'm ready to stop eating fruits that destroy my leg strength. It may be short, but it's a powerful declaration. And who knows, your comment might be the one that inspires someone else to take back control of their health. And if you found this video valuable, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like to support our mission to spread practical wisdom and gentle strength to seniors everywhere, feel free to tap the Super Thanks button. Every bit helps us continue sharing hope and healing with the people who need it most. In our next video, we'll explore the one daily habit that can help you rebuild leg strength naturally, without pain and without pills. So make sure to stay tuned. Or, is there a fruit, habit, or senior health topic you'd like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments. We read everyone, and we're here to serve you better, because your health matters, your independence matters, and most of all, you deserve a life that feels light, strong, and free. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of your body, cherish your strength, and remember, you are worthy of health, happiness, and a life lived fully. See you soon.